In the small village of Kijiji, there lived a boy named Jabari. Jabari was kind and smart, and he loved to help people. He lived with his father, Baba, and his stepmother, Mama Jelia. Mama Jelia was not very nice to Jabari. She made him do all the chores and never let him play with other children. One day, while Jabari was fetching water from the river, he found a small, shiny stone. It sparkled in the sunlight, and Jabari thought it was beautiful. He decided to keep it. Little did he know, this stone was very special. Years passed, and Jabari grew older. He still worked hard every day, but he never complained. One morning, a letter arrived for Jabari. It was from a big city far away. The letter said that Jabari's uncle, who he had never met, had left him a huge fortune. Jabari was now a billionaire. Jabari was shocked but very happy. He decided not to tell anyone in the village, especially not Mama Jelia. He wanted to see how people treated him without knowing about his fortune. Jabari continued to do his chores and live his simple life. But in secret, he started planning how he could use his new wealth to help the people of Kijiji. He thought about building schools, hospitals, and clean water wells. One day, while he was sweeping the front yard, a big car drove into the village. It was shiny and new, and everyone came out to see who was inside. The door opened, and out stepped a man in a smart suit. He introduced himself as Mr. Mwangi, a lawyer from the city. Mr. Mwangi asked for Jabari. Mama Jelia was confused and wondered why a fancy lawyer would want to talk to Jabari. Jabari stepped forward, and Mr. Mwangi smiled. He handed Jabari a large envelope and said, "Jabari, this is for you. Your uncle left you something very special." Mama Jelia's eyes grew wide with surprise. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. She tried to take the envelope from Jabari, but Mr. Mwangi stopped her. "This is for Jabari," he said firmly. Jabari opened the envelope and found documents and keys. Mr. Mwangi explained that Jabari now owned a beautiful house in the city and had more money than he could ever imagine. Jabari thanked Mr. Mwangi and decided it was time to tell everyone the truth. The villagers were amazed, and Mama Jelia was speechless. Jabari smiled and said, "I have a plan to help our village, and I want everyone to be a part of it." As Jabari started explaining his ideas, Mama Jelia couldn't believe her ears. She never knew that the boy she treated poorly was now a billionaire, ready to change their lives forever. The villagers listened eagerly as Jabari explained his plan. He wanted to build a new school so all the children could learn, and a hospital so everyone could get the care they needed. He also planned to dig wells so that no one would ever have to walk far for clean water again. Mama Jelia stood in the back, still stunned. She watched as Jabari spoke with confidence and kindness, and she felt a pang of guilt for how she had treated him. As the days went by, Jabari's plan started to come to life. Construction workers arrived in the village and began building the new school and hospital. Everyone in the village was excited and wanted to help. Even Mama Jelia started to pitch in, hoping to make up for her past behavior. One evening, as the sun was setting, Jabari sat on the porch of his modest home, looking at the bustling activity in the village. Mama Jelia approached him quietly. "Jabari," she said softly, "I owe you an apology. I was wrong to treat you the way I did. I hope you can forgive me." Jabari looked at her and smiled. "Mama Jelia," he said, "I forgive you. It's never too late to change and make things right. Let's work together to make our village the best it can be." From that day on, Mama Jelia and Jabari worked side by side. The villagers noticed the change in Mama Jelia, and they respected her for it. Jabari's dreams were coming true, and the village of Kijiji was becoming a better place for everyone. One day, as the new school was finally completed, there was a big celebration. Children laughed and played, and the villagers danced and sang. Jabari stood at the front of the new school, looking at the happy faces around him. He knew there was still much to do, but he felt proud of what they had accomplished together. The villagers had come together to build something amazing, and Jabari's heart was full of joy. He knew his uncle's gift had given him the chance to make a real difference. As the celebration continued, a small boy approached Jabari. "Jabari," he said shyly, "when I grow up, I want to be just like you." Jabari knelt down and smiled at the boy. "You can be anything you want to be," he said. "Just remember to always be kind and help others." The boy nodded and ran off to join his friends. Jabari watched him go, feeling hopeful for the future. He knew that with love, hard work, and a little bit of kindness, anything was possible. The end of the day drew near, and the villagers gathered around a bonfire. They shared stories, laughter, and dreams of what was to come. Jabari felt a deep sense of belonging and purpose. He knew that his journey was just beginning, and he was excited to see where it would lead. And so, the village of Kijiji flourished, all thanks to the boy who found a special stone and became a billionaire. But more importantly, thanks to the boy who never stopped believing in the power of kindness and community. As the days turned into weeks, the village of Kijiji transformed. The new school opened its doors, and children who had never had the chance to learn were now eager students. The hospital brought much-needed care to the villagers, and the wells provided clean water, making life easier for everyone. One day, as Jabari was walking through the village, he met an old friend named Amina. Amina was a talented artist who loved to paint beautiful scenes of the village. She had always dreamed of sharing her art with the world but never had the opportunity. "Amina," Jabari said, "your paintings are amazing. What if we opened an art gallery in the village? People from all over could come to see your work and learn about our culture." Amina's eyes lit up with excitement. "That would be wonderful, Jabari. I never thought it could happen." Jabari smiled. "With a little hard work and the support of our community, we can make anything happen." Together, they gathered other artists and craftsmen from the village. They worked tirelessly to turn an old, unused building into a beautiful art gallery. When it was finished, it was filled with colorful paintings, intricate carvings, and stunning textiles that showcased the talent and heritage of Kijiji. The grand opening of the gallery was a huge success. People from nearby towns and even distant cities came to see the art and buy beautiful pieces. The villagers felt proud to share their culture, and Amina's dream had come true. Jabari continued to find new ways to improve the village. He set up a scholarship fund for students who wanted to go to university, and he started a small business loan program to help villagers start their own businesses. One evening, as Jabari was resting after a long day of work, Baba sat down next to him. "Jabari," Baba said, "I'm so proud of you. You've done so much for our village. Your mother would be proud too." Jabari smiled and felt a warm glow in his heart. "Thank you, Baba. I couldn't have done it without the support of everyone here." Baba nodded. "It's true. You've shown us all what can happen when we work together and believe in each other." As the sun set over Kijiji, Jabari felt grateful for the journey he had been on. He knew there would always be challenges, but he was ready to face them with the love and support of his family and friends. And so, Jabari's story continued, filled with hope, kindness, and the unbreakable spirit of community. The village of Kijiji became a place where dreams came true, and where everyone knew that they were part of something special. Years passed, and the village of Kijiji became known far and wide as a place of prosperity and unity. The changes Jabari had helped bring about had a lasting impact, and the village continued to flourish. One day, as Jabari was walking through the bustling marketplace, he saw a familiar face. It was Mama Julia, but she looked different. She was smiling, surrounded by people who respected and appreciated her. She had become an important part of the community, working tirelessly to help others. Mama Julia approached Jabari. "Jabari, she said, "I want to thank you. You showed me what it means to be kind and to care for others. You changed my life, and for that, I am forever grateful." Jabari smiled warmly. "Mama Jalea, we all make mistakes. What matters is how we choose to make things right. I'm glad we could find a way to work together and make our village better." As they spoke, the children of the village ran up to Jabari, excited to show him their latest drawings and projects. Jabari knelt down to look at their work, his heart swelling with pride. He knew that the future of Kijiji was bright, thanks to these young minds. That evening, the villagers gathered once again around a bonfire. They sang songs, shared stories, and celebrated their achievements. Jabari looked around at the happy faces, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. Baba, sitting next to Jabari, put a hand on his shoulder. "You've done something incredible here, Jabari. You've not only brought wealth to our village, but you've also brought hope and unity. That's the true gift." Jabari nodded. "It's not just me, Baba. It's everyone here. Together, we've made Kijiji a place where dreams can come true." As the stars twinkled above, Jabari knew that his journey was far from over. There were still many dreams to chase and many ways to help his beloved village grow. But he also knew that with the love and support of his community, anything was possible, and so, the story of Jabari and the village of Kijiji came to a joyful end, not with a conclusion, but with a new beginning. A beginning filled with hope, kindness, and the promise of a brighter tomorrow for all.